Hiya, today I'm going to fix a broken wire that's on an ABS sensor. The wire's inside this thick wire. Didn't look like that when it was on the car. I've just opened it up a little bit so that I can get to these ends. I could see it was broken this area. Don't know if you can see it, it's been chewed a bit, got trapped on something. So that's why I looked at that area, opened it up. Now I'm going to put a little bit of wire in there and join it together. I did order a wire for this, a new sensor but the new sensor being a cheap one, it just didn't work. I started the car and the ABS light stayed out, so that was a good sign, but then as soon as I drove, the ABS light came on again. And what I found when I put the scan tool onto the car was all the wheels were recognizing the wheel speed, apart from the one with the new sensor. The wheel with the new sensor stayed at 0 miles per hour. So I guess it works, but it's not right. I put the old one back in, it works, but I've just got to join the wires up properly. So I'll fix that all up just now. I've cut the wires. I cut the insulation off the wires at both ends, right? So now what I'm going to do is put some connectors on and a small piece of wire. So I have different color wires in different thicknesses so that I always try to match up the color close to the car's original one. If it's a 2-color one with a tracer, I can't do that, but at least I'm making some sort of effort. So I'll take the wire and I can cut a little bit off the end of it using these side cutters, or some people call them dikes, but I just slide a piece off the end, twist it round and round, and I take a connector. Now this type's, you crimp it on. After you've crimped it on, you can heat shrink it, so it should help until I get the new ABS sensor. Okay, so I take that, just slide it on like that, hold the wire and the sensor with one hand, and crimp it with the crimpers. I actually prefer the crimpers that have the crimping pad at the top of the tool. I don't like these ones that are halfway down the side as much. You just line it up because it's a red coloured connector, we put it next to the red dot. That's all you do. If it was blue, next to the blue dot. That's on. Not sure how good it is with these. I've got a set that I don't have with me today that I get a much better feeling for when I crimp something. These aren't great, and like that, I've actually crimped it too much and you can see a bit of shiny stuff through it, so not great, but it might do. Just take the sensor with the wire, put the wire in there exactly the same way. Hold the wire and the connector with one hand and slide this over. This is why I prefer the ones that go in the end. It's less effort. Less awkwardness, I mean, trying to put it on. What I'm doing is lining it up with the dot. You can't see that because I've got my fingers in the way. And it looks something like that. Okay. So what I can do is cut the wire now to the correct length so that it'll go in there. I'll get another connector for that side. Same thing again. And I'll plunk it in the car. It's actually raining, so it's not going to be the best job to do today. But I don't think it's going to stop raining all day. So this one, same as before, crimp, and it's squeezed and it's holding on to that one. So now I can cut this wire. I know how far to do it. It's obviously going to go to the center of the shiny bit in the middle. That's where the wire is going to go to, so I'll cut it to about that length. Give it a little bit of slack just to help it. So I'll cut it to that length. This is where I'll cut it too short and mess it all up, but no. Right, that's A little bit of slack in there. It's the same as before. Side cutters on. Pull it off. You don't squeeze it to cut it, you just do a little bit. Right? And that one goes in there. And then we crimp it. I don't know where my other pliers are that crimp at the end, but I do prefer those better. I'll be lying somewhere. I reorganized my shed and I just need to find things. This is when it's awkward because you have to slide the handle through what you're crimping. So if you're going to buy a set of these crimpers, I think the ones that work at the top for crimping these, unless you're soldering, and then that wouldn't matter. Right, I've crimped that one. So that's on, and that's on. Now we can heat these connectors up, and it should heat shrink it so it keeps the water out. It's not to last forever. However, if it does work, I might leave it on until it fails. I had a choice of sensors to get on eBay. They wanted to know what size cable it was, so I've measured that, made a note of it, made a note of what looks like a part number on the side of here whilst I was at it, so I can get one in my watch basket on eBay ready for if it does fail again, so I get the correct one next time. Now I've just got to heat that up. Okay, here's my heat gun. I've used this actually for other things like heating up parts when I even wanting to just tracking on a car, heating up a nut and heating up stuff on the car that you wouldn't expect would do it. And it has. We'll plug that in. Must have left it switched on last time. Right, so you get your hot air gun and you just... I don't know if you can hear me whilst this is going, so... Nothing exciting. You can see what I'm doing better. Nearly done. That's good enough. So, as you can see, the heat shrink ends shrinking onto the cable so it's watertight. If you look end on to one of them, don't know if it's in focus, but I can't get it in focus. So I'll put that on the car, I'll tape it up with some tape, put it on the car, and use that